You can. I'm just thinking ultimately. Oh, there we go. Come around this way.
Cool. Thank you.
Sam immediately texted out and said,
where
I have
everyone
it.
feels
It's a
valued
busker in a Santa hat playing
and
a key
collaborative, and it's really
kind of, I think he might have written it for me. I'm not sure. I'll have to ask him.
so Janice is a chatty taxi.
A lot of people got their careers started from the show. I mean,
weird
got
sense
some
of
pretty cool accolades.
I was fortunate in season 1 to be recognized.
a little more than
And is this bittersweet for you? Or the show is
no, I know you just joined the season, but talk about that.
I mean, I think the sort of the tagline of the season like kind of sets it up. There's a lot of emotion in this kid vibe. I mean, because it's just
I actually was
the
not
show
there
means a
for
lot
the
to me,
final moment,
career-wise, but also
I
on my
was
fandom.
there late
So I
into the game,
really
and
don't
even
want to see the story
I have to
end. I know
admit
it has to.
that I find Sam a mounted beardhead in the
Some
show. I get to do
So the core sound is there,
very
but then
cool. I
we
learned
always
from a
try
guy
to
named John
each
in
season
Middle
push it
Village.
out in some other ways.
It was awesome.
Get a tour here in New York City?
On the show.
New York City, yeah.
Yeah, but
Well,
so a lot
that's
of
in
things
there
were
because the
not
show takes place here.
necessarily
There's a lot on the
lending
streets. There's a lot of New York
themselves
in there.
to
But I don't have to bring it that.
You're a fan,
But
so
yeah, we push it out a little bit from the core electronic sound, some more organic instruments. I've just experimented with
I
using
think
Chinese.
that
So yeah, it's gonna be fresh and yet familiar.
not only will season 4 not be a disappointment, I
Hey,
think
thank
it's
you.
going
Great to talk to you.
Seeing you.
Have a good night.
Thank you so much.
Hey, what's going on? How you doing, sir? John here to you.
5 minutes.
Are we going on this side or? You're the first, so it's always a little more to it. So I guess season 4, final season. How much does your
As a fan, it's bomb.
check that out? That's what I was going to say. Is how much
Thanks so much.
work kind of changed?
Thank you. I appreciate it.
How much of it stays the same? You know what I mean? Like, is it all re-recorded, that sort of stuff? So yeah, so it's fun. So season 4, obviously you scored the show. How much has it changed
And then when Bobby
this season
Cannavale came
for
out on last
the way you
season, I was
decided
like,
to score this?
oh, they're bringing nobody.
Well, let me first
I mean,
answer
and
that by
Irving
saying
was
that
so sick.
2 episodes
So
are
to find out
finished
that I could be
with the
on
score.
season 4,
So
I
there's still 11 more to
I
go.
definitely
So it's going to develop more, but given what we've already done, the core sound will be there, the electronic sound, and then we always try to push it out a little bit here and there on different cues with more organic instruments, depending on what's needed. In previous seasons, we brought in like organic strings and the piano and some woodwinds and very experimental with other styles of music, and that's been I think pretty effective.
Now there's a slight eeriness to it, at least I think.
Slight, yes.
More or less for this season.
and watch.
What you can tell me, even though you've done only 2, but you have to have some idea where you're going for the other.
No, it's eerie. I mean, yeah, the tone of the show. And I feel like in season 3 we did get some other emotions in the show. It had been pretty much just like hardcore tension, paranoia, eerie, and season 3 opened up a little bit with some more emotional music and plot. But no, the eeriness is there, the tension is there.
Shifting gears, you also did the politician. Tell me a little bit about going from one to the other almost simultaneously.
They are polar opposites. The Politician being kind of a dark, witty comedy, so not eerie, not tense. It's kind of fun. We tried to score a comedy without doing comedy music, which was kind of challenging. The music needed to be light and upbeat, but not like it's like, oh, this is comedy music. So it was a bit challenging finding that sound. Once we did, it seemed to just work. And fortunately, it was finished way earlier in the year, so I wasn't working on the two simultaneously. That would be a big head, one turning in one direction for the one show and the other a little crazy.
So last question, first show of season 4, you have a cameo. What can you tell me about that?
Well, earlier in the spring, I sent Sam Esmail, the creator, a text saying, hey, if you have any musician roles, characters in the show this season, I'm ready for my cameo. And he immediately replied and said, I have one. It's a busker wearing a Santa hat playing a guitar. And I think he might have secretly written that for me, because it says that in the script. That's the description, and that's what I got to do. So, and we're gonna see it tonight.
Well, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
All right, man. What a pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. And, my dirty secrets are not on the internet, which is great. But yeah, I've been.
You're awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you
Have
so
a fun
much.
day.
Thank you.
You're such you're a spine on your show.
Sure.
Piece of it. So for me, thinking about that, it's like
Thank you.
Yeah, from the first season to this last, Rami's just been so humble and generous. I remember there's a couple of moments where I had dialogue that was really tricky, and we did some super long takes. You guys will see what I'm talking about. Between takes, one time Rami just leaned in and went. He just saw a little glimmer in my eye, and then there's the machinations and that it takes to make an episode, and all the film crew and about that.
I just told my mom.
No, he didn't, because it wasn't his in the copy. It's going to be 16-hour days. But he saw I wasn't happy.
You don't want to give it away. Yeah. Okay. What were you missing most about the show?
I played his wife.
The vision of Sam Esmail and his writers is palpable.
Oh, okay.
Hi there. How's it going?
How are you doing?
I'm great. Thank you so much.
Okay, recording. Okay, so you're new.
I am.
Does not have to be asked.
I'm the new girl on the block.
You're the
It's
new
true.
girl, and a taxidermist as well.
Yes. And I got to do actual taxidermy. I studied. It was pretty exciting. There's a guy named John out in Middle Village, Queens, and I went out and learned how to do deer and all. He's like right across from a cemetery. He's got a taxidermy studio.
I grew up in the Middle Village.
I saw you like doing
I was
math.
just
and I
like,
was
my
like,
name is John.
Do you
so
know?
It's
I
just
was like, do you know
and
a
I
lot of
lived across the street from the
taxidermists?
cemetery. And so it's like, yeah.
Oh,
so
really?
Yeah. Well, it's all cemeteries. St. John's, Lutheran. There's a few of them there.
That's true.
Well, that's full circle. I love it. So what kind of taxidermist is your character? What can you tell me more about it?
Well, I can say she's on the surface. She's really chatty and amiable. She's a churchgoer. She's very friendly. There's a little more under the surface than what would initially appear. But I know that you will get to know Janice pretty quickly throughout the season. So I'm excited for everyone to get to meet her.
So what was it like to join this in its final season with all of the accolades that have come from the past 3 seasons, and also with Rami.
Right.
You know, what is it like to join something that's so highly anticipated?
It was incredible to join this show. I was a fan for the 3 seasons, a huge fan for the 3 seasons leading up to this, to the point where we watch it so in depth in our household that my husband would not let me tell him the content of any of the scripts or anything about my character or any of the spoilers because he wants to watch it for himself. So I came with the fan's eye view of it to a certain degree, but also it honestly could have been a disaster, right? Because you're coming into other people's house and being like, I'm your new roommate, where do you keep the Rice Krispies, you know? But an attitude that comes from the very top down is of warmth and engagement and collaboration, and everybody was really excited and friendly from the very first table read. It was great.
Now you say you approach it like a fan, but obviously once you learn how the sausage is made, some of the magic is lost. Was it lost?
No, if anything, you get to be. It's like, I'll use a Christmas analogy because it's a Christmas season, right? We're in the Christmas season of 2015 in this show. It's sort of the difference of going from like the kid who believes in Santa Claus to being the adult that gets to play Santa Claus. So then you start having the joy of being like, oh my gosh, they're not gonna know, and they said they wanted this thing, and we acted like we didn't get it for him, but now we got it for him, and that's exactly what the people who make Mr. Robot act like, because it has been such a fan favorite from the beginning that we've just wrapped all these little goodies for this 4th season, and I really think the fans are going to leave the 4th season absolutely more than satiated and really excited.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. What a pleasure.
Thank you. Pleasure's all mine.
All right.
Hollywood Reporter.
Hi.
Nice to talk to you.
It's my pleasure.
Congratulations on coming in just in time.
Right, nick of time, man. Better late than never, right?
Bunch of stuff. There's so many different types of mosquitoes and not all.
And now I hate it. No, I'm kidding.
It was a really bad show.
Then I'd be afraid that you break.
All right. I see that.
I'm already in the process.
Is he good or should I half step back? No, it's good. Yeah. Okay. So here we are, season 4.
Yeah.
The show every year gets more and more anticipated, but it's hard to imagine anything more anticipated than the final season, especially after the accolades from last awards season. What is it like to return?
Well, you know, for me, there was a 2-year hiatus, 2-season hiatus, so it was a big surprise and a wonderful surprise. I couldn't believe I was getting the call to come back. I was so excited to get that first script, and when I did get the first scripts, it really surpassed my expectations. Yeah.
The storytelling is so fresh and unusual. Are you also a fan? Are you also finding yourself watching the show?
I am, which was made it all that more rewarding. To feel like, you know, being in that first season, the first couple of episodes, no one knew what it was going to be. I felt like it was going to be something special just based on the text. It really jumped off the page at me. I said, wow, this is something special, but you never know how all the pieces are going to come together. And when it blew up the way it did, I was watching as it went along, and it was blowing me away, just I think as it was fans of the show. And I followed the second season, third season. It really brought me along with it. So when I got that call saying that Sam and the executive producers and the writing team wanted me back, and it was rumored at the time that it was the final season, I thought, wow, this is something special. So I'm in savoring it.
Talk a little bit about the tone that we can expect.
Well, it's Christmas time, so there definitely is. It's really bittersweet. I mean, there's a lot of questions are going to be answered. The first episode, people are very excited.
They say it's a classic.
Don't miss it, because the spoilers, you're going to have to shut everything down now to know what happened if you missed that live episode. But there's also going to be some tears. People are going to have to, it's a time for being thankful and loving and thinking about things that let go.
So last question, what was it like wrapping shooting, after this emotional journey, coming back and all?
It was really special. I had I was lucky to be there on the final day of shooting. Getting to say goodbye to Rami and Christian and everyone sort of came back, and we had cake at 3 in the morning. I believe that's what I remember. Cake rolling at 3 in the morning. Everyone was tired, but also so excited to have finally gotten more often together.
I have one more thing. What do you learn from a show like this that you didn't know about? Just identity and identity theft and hacking, etc.
Well, I've now learned that I should tape the front of my computer, the little camera there, because even though if you don't know it's on, it could be on if someone's hacked into your computer. I remember, I think that was in the first season. Maybe Carly's character talks about it.
Oh my God! Yes.
That's always good, man. Thank you.
Thanks.
Pleasure, sir.
Thank you.
That we will not necessarily get to read up front. And they're
and I'm just so blown. The thing is, it's kind of strange. I'm not surprised because she's so talented. Everyone's just blown away. But he was on his first time out in television. His first time out on the Oscars, he gets the Oscar. I can't tease anything other than what I said. Rami Malek is not really a reboot. So you have to be careful.
to my mom about it. He just didn't want to know. Yeah.
That's my wife would be.
It's the best. Oh, totally.
100%.
He's here. Oh, yeah.
Just like going through the
He's right over there. I just want to see what he's going to do.
Speaking with you.
Sorry. How'd you get to
Get him from there?
And you got it.
Want to go around?
Yeah, so you are ready. All right. Right where you are. All right. Here you are. You're supporting me.
The three trio.
Right. Well, I'm going to keep my phone on loud. Okay, just in case they call me, then if you can hear it, I'll make sure it's a big announcement. No, listen, I haven't seen it yet, but I would absolutely love it. I would love it. I think it's a lot.
What is your reaction when you see it? He played one of them.
How was the framing on that one, Sam?
What aspect?
Headroom.
What's the like they completely did not
How are you? How are you doing? Rami and I couldn't ask you. Are you living here? That's awesome. Finally.
All right, before you go, quick rapid fire Mr. Robot questions. Ready?
Yes.
Most used emoji. Do you use emojis?
No.
Okay, no emojis. First screen name.
Screen name?
Yeah, like did you ever use Messenger?
No, my first screen name was Outlaw's Nephew.
Okay, nice. Is there a story behind that? Or?
It was on Gunsmoke.
Oh, like
the
actually,
red.
like
Get out of your roster.
It was a character.
yeah, like actually on screen.
Because I don't know what to do with him. And then I always nail down.
Play a movie documentary that I
Are you dying? No. Then maybe you just take a step back.
I'm good.
Yeah?
Recording.
Okay, even better.
You okay?
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm
Recording.
good. How are you? Last season, it's been quite a run. Tell me a little bit about the journey and how bittersweet it is to end it all.
It is, exactly. Bittersweet. I mean, it's great to be here. It's great to think that this season, which I think is probably the best of the four, it's great to think that that's hitting the airways because we had a year or so off before we, and it's great to be here tonight and see everyone and celebrate, but it's sad.
Yeah, no,
It's
definitely.
sad.
As far as Rami is concerned, and like you didn't really get many scenes with him throughout the first 3 seasons.
Three seasons we didn't have one scene.
Oh, okay. Then I'm that's right. And when do you think? Yeah,
Not
yeah.
one. We
Does
had
that
one
change?
scene. We had one scene. We were prepared to do it. We were in the makeup trailer getting ready, and it was cut. Sam cut it, said we're not doing that. It's not going into this season. So that was that. So finally, this season, because the storyline, which I can't say too much about, has pulled us together in a way. And so we finally got some scenes.
In this kind of newer world, is that kind of safe to say?
No, that's not safe to say. Nothing is safe to say, except that we have scenes together.
As far as like this show really makes, I mean, I've worked in technology and communication for a long time, and there are things that I sometimes take for granted. Watching this show kind of scared the crap out of me as to what can happen. What did you learn from it?
Well, the first thing I learned was to put that little piece of tape over my computer screen camera. That was the first thing I learned.
Season 1.
Yeah. That was the first thing. And the rest was just one astonishing thing after another about how to be protected and how not to be too paranoid, but how to be paranoid enough to understand that basically we are in big trouble with technology and we haven't harnessed it and we think we have, but it's really in charge and we're not, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So yeah, terrifying.
Yeah. As we sum up this story of the 4 seasons, would you say it qualifies as a cautionary tale as much as it does a modern drama?
I think it does qualify as a cautionary tale, but only in the sense that, I gotta be careful, only in the sense that, in my view, the whole 4 seasons have mirrored the kind of hero's journey that you only find in Homeric poetry. And I'm talking about Ulysses, the poem Ulysses, Homer. There is something of a cautionary tale in those stories, the story of Ulysses, the stories. Anyway, I don't want to get too bad, but there is something, I think Sam has done something really extraordinary in terms of creating that classic hero's journey back to lost and finding his way. And I think that's what we've done.
Brilliant. Thank you, sir.
Good to see you.
I still play like.
Get up on the ladder. Just come on around.
So that's on my phone. Like I'm a child. Like I'm a 10-year-old.
I've only seen trailers and one scene in ADR. It's nice. I was pretty happy with the ADR. Lip syncing. People, the quality, everybody's so amazing. Everything's great. kind of quality
like that. And so generally composition, but also the finality of the
from sand down to straight with
and that becomes clear
in terms of everybody's paying attention to detail and to be a part of that. It's amazing.
I'm hearing Sanskrit class.
That Mr. Robot is classic. I don't know, but that's a good shot.
Here's now. Does this one
but it's not heavy, it's kind of polarizing.
I wrote to him on his rap gift. I had 100 pages of examples when you have been so gracious and thoughtful.
Hey, what's up, Sam? How's it going, man? How you doing? Very good, very good.
Sharp as always. I'll be right back.
They're finally like maybe kind of doing their best work and kind of like showing potential. Achieve that potential. That's just
And then I got this.
I'm very proud of my involvement. I touch the two new kid and what a small one I have. I can turn on the
What's exciting about it too for me is like I've been wanting to see you and Ellie.
You've been in multiple. You've been in a lot.
Last day of was it celebration for you or while you're idling?
So what's it been like?
We almost had scenes. It's just like last scene point. No, I'm not doing that.
Well, I think the show has had some restraint in like building these big moments.
Oh, that's really good. I didn't figure out how they do that. You know, I'm looking at the math like, how did they actually pull that off? But however they did it, however they're going to do it. And again, we're talking about the man and also the good thing about those three actors is they're great actors. Wait, hold on.
Why? You're the creator of the. All right.
But it doesn't. He's been in it.
Yes, you do what it wants.
Really? Sweet, that's great to say.
And it's a kind
What's up, sir? Sorry about that.
We're back.
Here we go. We're back.
You're a busy guy. You're a busy guy. Okay, recording. Here we are.
All right.
4 seasons, and now we say goodbye. Bittersweet to be here tonight.
I don't think it's bittersweet because, you know, honestly, when I wrote this thing initially as a movie, I kind of knew the ending. When it translated to a TV series, I was always concerned if we were going to build to the ending in the most organic way possible and still not screw it up. And the fact that we're here and we're actually coming to that same conclusion that I imagined, 5-6 years ago, is pretty surreal and I gotta say a little humbling. So yeah, I think we're all pretty happy about how it turned out.
It's not often that a recent Best Actor winner stars in a television show. What is it like, that journey? What did you see in Rami in the early days that made you believe in who he was?
Well, the character of Elliot was so hard to play. I mean, he's a really closed off and cold to the world. And if you don't play it with that vulnerability and warmth, people are just going to find them obnoxious and be turned off by it. Rami somehow found a way to make all the difficult things that Elliot spews out of his mouth not seem didactic, but actually come from a place of vulnerability and a place of pain. And that's just a testament to his acting. He's able to bring humanity to, words on a page. And on that note, I mean, like, all the success he's had thereafter, I'm just not surprised by it, because the talent at that audition sort of was always there.
How inspired are you from? I know you had the idea, but I mean, obviously the show has evolved over 4 seasons. How inspired are you from the headlines of writing into this show?
Well, honestly, we were never chasing